In this video, we'll talk about a very common question that I often get is whether loans or gifts counts towards source of funds for an E2 visa as an investor. As many of you know, in order to get an E2 visa as an investor in the US, you really have to demonstrate a substantial investment, but also you have to show where the money is coming from for your investment. It can't be just cash, it can't be just any amount or any source. So it's very important as part of the process of building the E2 visa application, make sure to determine that the source of funds of the investor is legitimate, and also to allow the investor to bring in various sources of funds that are appropriate to that particular person's situation. For example, we have a lot of clients that are able to get source of funds by way of gift. You know, a lot of young entrepreneurs that are finishing school in the US and they want to start a business, they're getting a gift from their families. For example, we have a case where a young French national who just graduated from his MBA, top of his class, was able to get a gift from his grandmother in France to start a company that is going to be building green energy furniture. So furniture that is produced from technology that is unique to what he learned in his MBA. But the money came from his grandmother. So that was by way of gift. Is that legitimate? Yes. As long as the investor has possession of the funds. So the grandmother is able to wire the funds into the bank account of the investor. At that point, he gains possession of the funds. And also we have documents, legal documents from an attorney back home who has a document stating that this money is irrevocably committed to the investment. So it's not a loan in this case. The money is in his control for him. He's not going to give it back to his grandmother. It is also required to show where his grandmother, the person who gives the gift, obtained the funds. In this case, his grandmother sold a lot of real estate, and we were able to document to prove that the real estate was sold, and that's how she got the money. So it's important to show how the person who gives the money is able to get the money, and the person receiving the money has control of that funds as in his bank account before they invest it into the business. So that's one perfect way to be able to use gift money in an E2 visa case. Another way is loans. We have a lot of people, a lot of clients that are, they have some money, but they also want to be able to get a loan in their home country to be able to support the business. So they always ask me, can I use a loan? Well, first of all, I never recommend to use a loan from a US bank. So if you're a foreigner here, either a student visa or as a tourist trying to start a business, if you try to get a loan from a US bank, you have no collateral here, it's going to be very difficult to get you an e-visa. And the US embassies are not keen to see foreigners trying to get money from a US bank. But if you get a loan from a foreign bank trying to bring the money to the US, if you secure that loan by personal assets, so for example, your home, your apartment, some tangibles, valuables that you're securing in exchange for that loan, then that loan can be used as a source of funds. Because the way the embassy is going to look at it, they're going to say, you have a lot to risk here. You can't just walk away from the funds, because if you do, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose your business, you're going to lose your cars or whatever that thing that you use to secure the loan. There's a high risk right here for you to, if you walk away from that, you're going to lose that. So that's really that's the only way where we can use a loan. If you secure it with a real estate or some personal belongings that are high value, that will be one way to be able to use the loan in an e-visa fund. Otherwise, if there's no security behind it, the US embassies are not going to like that. They're going to say, well, what if you walk away from this business? There's no risk here at all. And remember, money has to be at risk. So yes, loans or gifts can be used as a legitimate source of funds for E2, and we've done this many times. Again, hopefully this answers your question, because this has been a very, it's a common question we always get via email, on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, about what is a legitimate source of funds, and specifically, can I use gifts or loans to fund my E2 business? Yes, you can. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And if you have any other ideas for videos you'd like me to make, let me know. send me an email, jacob@h1b.biz right here, and I'll send you, and I'll make those videos for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.